Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Ukraine update. A lot of things happened over there in the past 24 hours and I will cover them, at least the ones that I thought are very important, which are the Russians liberate or occupy about 4 more settlements. They push towards Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. The Ukrainians claim they destroyed 4 Su-34 multi-role aircraft in an airfield in Volgograd, which is Stalingrad. The Russians claim that they destroyed or they attacked a Ukrainian military airfield in Khmelnytsky Oblast. I think that's the one that can house F-16s. The Ukrainians claim they attacked 2 airfields, one in Crimea and the one in Volgograd Oblast. Then the Russians do what? They use hypersonic missiles for that airfield in Khmelnytsky. And the Russians amass 111,000 troops in Pokrovsk in order to push the final assault on Pokrovsk and reach Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. So these are the main articles that I'm going to cover today. I know now they think that the events in the Middle East outshine the unfortunate events in Ukraine, but I don't think so. I mean, the guys in the Middle East are more ruthless, I would say, than these guys here. But hey, let's start with the first article, which comes from CNN, the most trusted media, right? Russia has amassed 110, these guys say, troops near strategic Ukrainian city, Kyiv says. And this one right here, we have 111. So someone did something bad. This is from New Voice of Ukraine. And this is from CNN. I think Ivana Kotasova and Daria Tarashova, Markina, CNN, they got it wrong. Nevertheless, Russia has amassed 110,000 troops in the vicinity of Pokrovsk as part of its effort to take over the strategic eastern Ukrainian city, the Ukrainian military chief said Friday. Oleksandr Syrskyi said on Friday that the area around Pokrovsk was the hottest spot along the 1,200-kilometer 745 miles front line which runs across the east. So let me show you where that is located. So this is the map of Ukraine. This is where the line, the front line is, the line of contact, including the Sumy Oblast here and Kharkov, the little Russian offensives there. So this is Dnipropetrovsk here, and this is where Pokrovsk is. They call it Krasnoarmeysk, the Russians. So this is where the Russians amassed their 110 or 111 troops to Pokrovsk, aiming to break through the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, Syrskyi. So we are on the same page here. So this is the town that these guys are going to encircle eventually. Going to go around here. They are in big sprint here. This is Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. This is Zaporizhzhia Oblast. So this is Dnipropetrovsk. This is Donetsk. This is Zaporizhzhia. Right here, they already reached the borders. Right here, they show it crossed over yesterday, the 27th. These guys. So this is, in the big scheme of things, is right in the middle, smack dab in the middle. Next, 2 Russian Su-34s hit in drone strike in Volgograd Oblast. I will show you the airfield now. This is strange because it's from yesterday, the 27th, and I'm going to go to Ukrinform, which also is from the 27th, and it says Ukraine hits 4 Russian Su-34 warplanes at Marinovka airbase. This is in Volgograd. I will show you. Beautiful. This is a duck beak next to one another, two seated side by side. Beautiful. So it says that on the night, but let's see the time. This is 8:16 p.m. and this is 1:45 p.m. So this is the first one and the other one is the second one. 2 Suhois, we're going to go to this one, On the night of the June 27, Ukrainian Defense Forces of Ukraine attacked the Marinovka airbase in Russia's Volgograd region, hitting several targets at the location. And it says, according to tentative reports, 4 Su-34 fighter bombers were hit, as well as a maintenance and repair base. So where is that located? The General Staff emphasizes that Russia's Su-34s are the main tactical aircraft involved in missile and bomb strikes against Ukrainian positions and settlements. Where are you, baby doll? Clap. So this is the map of Europe here. This is Ukraine, and this is the Black Sea. This right here is the Caspian Sea. This is Georgia, just so you know, Azerbaijan, Armenia, all those friends of the Russians, which are the Caucasus. When you hear the Caucasus, these are the Caucasus right here. So this is Volga River right here, and when it has this little corner over there, that is where you have Stalingrad, Volgograd, Stalingrad. This is where the liberation, the encirclement of Volgograd occurred right here, and the Soviets had this side and the Germans had this side, and the Germans could not destroy these guys on the other side during the Second World War. Therefore, the Soviets were bringing all kind of troops and ammunition to Stalingrad here. That's why this was not in the hands of the Germans. The rest was encircled right here against Volga. All right, that's a little bit of history. Let's go to the airfield. Is right here. This is the airfield where these guys claim they destroyed the 4 Su-34s. Let's look for them. I can see they're blue over there. Blue, blue, blue Christmas. Here they are. And they are, you can recognize them by those little, I think, wings that they have attached to them up front versus the other one, the 35, that doesn't have those wings attached, if I remember correctly. Let's see if we have the right one. This is right there. You see the wings? So this is how you know the 34 with 35. So this is right here, the little wing. Jimi Hendrix little link will, or if you want, Steve Ray Vaughan. Okay, let's see if these guys feature the right one. I can see it. Nevertheless, so these are the 34s right here. See the little wings, peak, and the dark beak. Oh, what do we have here? We have a sound. What's going on? We don't like that one, do we? All right. So what do we have? A few airplanes here. A few airplanes. There are not too many located here, I think right here in the other side as well. So let's say they destroyed 4. Okay, good for you. So this is located far away from Ukraine, which is right here. But remember, this is already part of Russia already. So in this, Volgograd is right here on this part, on the east. All right, let's go to the next one. Ukrainska Pravda. Russians attack Zaporizhzhia Oblast with over 300 UAVs of various types in one day. Zaporizhzhia Oblast. The Zaporizhzhia Oblast is right here. This is Zaporizhzhia right here. So this is the Sea of Azov. This is the Crimean Peninsula. This is the Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhzhia. Here is Enerhodar, where my strong hand is. This is the nuclear power plant that these guys are talking about. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant here. This is it. Enerhodar, this is the city, this is the plant. This is there no more. It's empty. It's just the Dnipro River just flowing over there. Why? Someone blew up the Novokakovka Dam, which is right here. Novokakovka Dam. This one was blown up. Zelensky said it's the Russians, so it must be the Russians now. If the Russians say it was Zelensky, no, it still must be the Russians. You know how that goes. So this is Zaporizhzhia. They say this. They did it with 300 drones. Let's see. In one day, Russian forces attacked Zaporizhzhia Oblast with 312 UAVs of various types and conducted 12 airstrikes over the past day. Okay, that's what it is. Next one. Ukrainska Pravda. Ukrainian drones hit a Russian missile and artillery arsenal. And this is what they say they did. Drones operated by Defense Intelligence of Ukrainian attacked military facilities in the Russian city of Bryansk on the morning of 28th of June. Bryansk, where are you, Bryansk, baby doll? Bryansk is, I'm going to show you, in the north. This is the city of Bryansk. This is Belarus, this is Ukraine. This is Russia, this is Bryansk, this is Kursk. So they claim they attacked in the city, exactly in the city. So let's see, where are we? Right there. Local media reported that loud sounds and series of explosions have been heard in the city. Paka, they say. Meanwhile, the intelligence source told Ukrainska Pravda that DIY drones hit the facilities belonging to the 120th Arsenal of the main Missile and Artillery Directorate of the Russian Ministry of Defense. Information on the impact of the attack is still being gathered. Got it? So again, Bryansk, Vobistu, right here. Ich bin hier, meine Liebe. Alright, here it is. Bryansk, north of Ukraine. Next. I don't think so. Right here. This is according to the new Voice of Ukraine 3 hours ago. Satellite images show fire destruction at Russian airfield in Crimea. So it's not the Ukrainian airfield in the Ukrainian Crimea anymore. It's a Russian airfield. It's so imbecilic. But the Kerch bridge is Russian bridge, but it's in Crimea. Okay, so let's see where this thing is. I have a map as well. Crimean Wind published video footage showing a fire at a series of detonation near the airfield. At least one helicopter and several Sukhoi serious fighter jets may also have been hit. Oy vey. So helicopters and Sukhoi serious. So 4 Sukhois, remember, right here. Su-34 in Volgograd region. Now we have these guys with the airfield located in the Kirovsky airbase, located in eastern Crimea. I will show you the map. Falls under the jurisdiction of the Papapi Pupupupopopop. The airbase have been targeted multiple times since the beginning of 2024. Vobistu, ich bin here. Right, so this is Europe. This is the Black Sea. We're going to go to Crimea. Good wine. Right here, Crimea Peninsula. And it is in the eastern side of the Crimean Peninsula. This is the Kerch Bridge. Remember, the illegal construction, but it's a fantastic engineering monument. And we're going to see this airfield, Krapatsapa Makalaka. Not Malaka, but Kapalaka, okay? Here is it. We're going to find out what these guys have located over there. I can't see shit. Nothing. Oh, there they are. So first, a helicopter right there. That's probably no more because, you know, this guy destroyed it. All right, we're gonna go right here. Another helicopter right here. I'm gonna go here. I saw some right there. It's a Sukhoi. Sukhoi. Who knows? Maybe some MiGs too, but I can see. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 helicopter. Over there, helicopter, and that's about it. Oh, here we have some. This is probably reconnaissance. We have some more helicopters. Ici, Radio Vacances. All right. So where it's located? Again, in the eastern part of the Crimean Peninsula. All right, let's move on. Deep State. Russians occupied 3 villages in Donetsk Oblast. 3 villages in Donetsk Oblast. Ukrainian group of military analysts has reported that Russian forces have captured the village of Novosilka, Zaporizhzhia, and Odradnya in Donetsk Oblast and have also advanced the settlements of Yalta, Vesele, and Stepove. The enemy has occupied Novosilka, Zaporizhzhia, and Odine, Paka, Makatsaka. So the guys are advancing in this area. Let me show you. This is the area where these guys advance. And not only here, they are here as well by Kharkov. Here is the border between Luhansk, Donetsk, Kharkiv, or Kharkov. This is where the Russians really advance. And then is the other one, you have Novososliska, Sisosovskiska, and this is where the Russians really make it. This is Pokrovsk, where they're going to have the 110/111,000 people amassed. All right, but Russian forces liberate Chervonaya, Zirka village in DPR. Sputnik. Doesn't Zirka means little star or something? I don't know. So it says Moscow, the Russian armed forces took control of the village of Chervonaya, Zirka. Chervon is not Chorny is black, but Chernon, I don't know. In the Donetsk People's Republic, the Russian Defense Minister said on Saturday, and that is located exactly right there. So this is, remember, this is the Crimean Peninsula. This is where it's located in the southern tip. You see here, I showed you this intersection of the three oblasts right there, exactly here, Klop. So this is Dnipropetrovsk, this is Zaporizhzhia, this is Donetsk. So this is located a little bit north of that. Right here, I have it on the map where this little weird thing is. And we find also here Zaporizhzhia, the one that was mentioned in the other article, the Yalta right here. So they are advancing right here. The one with, not that one, the one with this article, 3 villages are in the vicinity of, this is Zaporizhzhia, Pakatsaka, Makalaka, and this area here. This is a big village right there. 3 cows, 5 dogs, and 17 chicken. Located in a better map is right here. Got it? So they are advancing in here, the Russians. This is where, as I said, Dnipropetrovsk, Donetsk Oblast, Zaporizhzhia, and this is the location where these guys, a little river. Okay, where are you? All right there, the river flows like this. It's on the banks of this river that we saw, which is Mokry Yai River. Chipokopakapa, Zipatsapa is right here. Okay, so if you want to look here, it's exactly in this area. And next one, and the last one, according to Russia Today, Ukrainian military airfield hit with Kinzhal hypersonic missiles, plural. Moscow has reported carrying out half a dozen group strikes on targets in Ukraine over the past week. And they said that Russian forces launched overnight attack on the Ukrainian military airfield using high-precision weapons. And this is what I say. Ukrainian and Russian media reports have suggested that the airfield in question is the Starokonstantinov airbase in Khmelnytsky region in western Ukraine. Where is that located? And no worries, right here, western Ukraine. This is Poland, this is Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, Kyiv, right here. So we're gonna go to this airfield. I have it right here in the Khmelnytsky Oblast. This is Khmelnytsky, the city. North, this was hit before. I think this is where the F-16s are taking off. These guys are not so beautiful with us. They think they did they did like this. We don't know there's an airfield right there. We don't know what you got over there. So this is the airfield. Why do I say this could be an F-16 airfield? Because the F-16s, let's put it this way. When you are in combat, you want to be prepared, obviously, be ready, and so on. You have to be under any circumstances. So let's say I'm in the woods, I'm in a cold climate. I want a weapon, let's say I have an automatic weapon, assault weapon, however we're going to call it. I want it to be functional. I don't care if it's shiny or not. I mean, that matters because you get hit if it's shiny. But you want it to work. That's the main thing in a weapon. You want it to work. First. Second, in as many circumstances as possible. That means you don't want to limit your weapon's ability to function if it's windy outside. Not windy, windy. Or if it's rainy, or if it's cold, or if it's hot. You want it, to expand its availability under more circumstances. The problem with the F-16s, that is not about me. I'm not an expert on F-16. I learned these things. And they're over there. You can find them. Has 3 garbage things, the F-16, just so you know. 3, which is bad. It's like the AK-47s versus the M16, wasn't it, during the Vietnam War? Jam, because of the climate. Americans used Kalashnikovs, some Kalashnikovs during the Vietnam War. Why? They were more reliable. The same here, the F-16. First, they in order to take off, there are three things. I'm not talking about the advantages. You can read about them. I'm pretty sure they already told you they're the best airplane. Okay, even though it was designed in 1968 or something. We designed it before we went to the moon. Okay, so first, it needs a longer distance to take off. So that means it doesn't take off quickly. That's bad. Do you remember the Messerschmitt 262, ME 262, the first military aircraft that used how do you call it, jet propulsion, not the how do you call those, propellers, right? So the Germans did it, but it was most vulnerable when it was taking off, because it needed a long time and it was slow take off. Therefore, these guys tried to get it when it was taking off, and it needed some time to take off. So the same, F-16s are vulnerable. They need longer distance. That's first one. The second one, they have a very, very skinny legs, landing gear. That is the three wheels. They're very, they're not sturdy. They're not like the Russians one. You can land on the moon if you want with them. If you get there, right? Oh, the Americans got there first. The Hollywood told us. Anyway, so then the landing gear is very flimsy. So if you go to an airfield, if you walk on an airfield, they are like flat and beautiful airfields, and some of them have, the concrete dowels, how do you call them, squares, and in between those there is grass. So sometimes when you drive your car, let's say in America, and the freeways, they have a concrete freeways. I don't like a bit. I like asphalt. In between there are a little room. Why? Because concrete expands and contracts based on the temperature and so on. So it's a little, so it doesn't bump up or crack or something like this. The same thing is with the airfield. So in between, inevitably, if you don't take care of it, it's going to be grass growing, like on your, how do you call it, on your driveway in America. Concrete driveways, you have that. So when these guys drive, they are very sensitive. I'm not saying that little thing will destroy the airplane. Don't get that one. That's another aspect. And the third one is, if you notice, an F-16 has the air intake, where it takes the air for the engine and so on. The air intake is big and low. So it has a big mouth. When you got a big mouth, a big can come in. That is, it can suck debris or whatever is at the lower, according to what I read, maybe wrong, I don't think so. So if it's very low, that means it's close to the land, to the ground, the shaky ground, and it can intake, pieces of rocks, little rocks, Arkansas, okay, something like that, and then the gems destroy that. So these are the three ones. Now I'm gonna make a joke. I mean, you're not gonna fly it because it's it's evening and doesn't fly during the nighttime, or the wind blows or the rains over there. You don't want a weapon to be like that. So that's why this airfield, I'm assuming, is longer and prepared for the F-16s, and that's it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.